Myślę, że Dirk może powiedzieć coś więcej na ten temat, także posłuchajmy. Zapraszamy.
Good evening, everybody. Na zdrowie.
Thank you.
I apologize, but I do not speak Polish, so I will speak in English. I hope everybody understands a bit English. I'm Dirk Lindemans. In the meantime, the 6th generation of our brewery. I'm still involved in the brewing, of course, and I'm very proud to see that Lindemans is also here available in this bar. As you know, Lindemans is a lambic brewery, and lambic is one of the oldest beer in the world. And you can make lambic only in the region nearby Brussels. It's called the Valley of the Seine, or the Pajottenland. And it's brewed still with a spontaneous fermentation. That means that we do not add yeast to our wort, but we just let cool down the wort in open air. And just by cooling down in open air, you have a local infection of the microflora. And that gives a typical taste to the lambic. You can do the spontaneous fermentation everywhere around the world, but the taste will be always different. And it depends on the microflora. In our region, we have some typical wild yeasts, like the Brettanomyces bruxellensis or Brettanomyces lambicus, and they give the typical taste to the lambic. You can try it also in Poland, but the taste will be different. This lambic that you can taste here is 1 year old. We also have lambic of 2 years old, 3 years old. But for the fruit lambics, for example, the creek, cassis, the apple that you can taste also here, the lambic is minimum 1 year old. In combination with the fruit, you have the sweet-sour balance. If you don't like the sweetness, we have of course also the sourness, and then you have the pure lambic, and also the Cuvée René. Cuvée René Old Gueuse is in fact a blend of young lambic of 1 year with a lambic of 3 years old, re-fermented on bottle. Gueuse means gazeux, sparkling lambic. Besides that, we have also the Old Creek Cuvée René. Old Creek is not like the fruit creek, as most people know. It's also dry of taste. It's based also on lambic of about 6-7 months, where we add real cherries. After re-fermentation on barrel, we have the creek lambic. It's still flat, and then we bottle that creek lambic on bottles. Re-fermentation again on bottle, so it has 3 fermentations, and then you have the Old Creek Cuvée René. And that's the reason why the alcohol of the Creek Cuvée René is about 7 degrees, while the other creek, which is also based on the lambic, where we add straight juice, it's diluted by the juice, so it's only 3.5. But that creek is, the sweet creek, in fact, is more accessible than the Old Creek Cuvée René, which is more sour of taste. Now we have some special editions too. We launched it last year. The first one was a collaboration with Mikkeler. It's a spontan basil. It's in fact an old gueuse where we add fresh basil in it. The basil tastes match very well with the complex sourness of the gueuse or the lambic. And the second one is a blossom gueuse. It's elderflower with lambic. And the elderflower make the lambic also more accessible, or the gueuse more accessible. It's less sour, it's more floral, and it gives a special taste to the old gueuse. And why we do this? It's more because old gueuse and lambic are difficult products. It's quite complex of taste because there are more than 80 kinds of yeast involved in the fermentation. So it's quite difficult to sell that. That's the reason why we start to launch the fruit lambics, but now we see there is more and more interest in sour ales. So that's the reason why we also launch now the botanical lambics. So it's straight geuze, but still with a touch of a herb of a plant, like the basil or the elderflower. And this year we have something new also in the pipeline, but it will be for after summer, because we are now still in a test phase. And so we will launch it probably in September. Third botanical lambic. So you have to be a bit patient for that. But anyway, we appreciate that you are here and drinking a lambic or a good goose of Lindemans. Thank you very much.
Thank you.